Ayo, starting over. 26-year-old woman. Geeking out, always love reading, love getting into things, jotting things down, kind of been all over the place. Currently experiencing, I've actually documented before, another Saturn transit, which was a theme last year. I was experiencing Saturn transit, Transit Saturn opposing my natal moon. That 5th and 11th house axis. That was pretty interesting. Showed me a lot in regards to emotional maturity and cracking down on the things that I'm responsible for. That was definitely a very intense transit in certain cases. And I also do appreciate it. Now, Saturn is currently sitting on my Mercury. It's conjuncting my Mercury in Aquarius. How does it feel to have an Aquarius Mercury, Taylor? Well, it feels like, well, I'm going to show you. Can I flip it? No, I can't. So it looks like, tons of books, tons of ideas, being able to see a broader vision for a lot of different things, for people, being able to tap into, where things are headed and, be able to tap into that inspiration feeling by being able to see forth, where life is taking us, and being able to apply logic in emotional situations. It looks like, piecing together and connecting the dots of just different things and creating your own theories, and it feels like a mad scientist. And I appreciate Saturn sitting on my Mercury because as I'm mentioning, like, there's a lot of visions, a lot of ideas, a lot of just visions for the future that I have, but there needs to be an ability to hone in and focus on one thing at a time to really apply the change that needs to occur to make those things come through. And I mean, I've accomplished so much already, but I want to accomplish something way bigger than myself that includes my community, especially my creative community, and be able to provide different tools and platforms for the community to enrich and bring more opulence to my community, my creative community, bring out more Black opulence, and just be able to create more space for us to thrive. And it doesn't have to just necessarily look like those of African descent, just all of the minorities, just being able to bring groups of people together that have worth and value, and have their own uniqueness, and it being needed and being used and useful and putting money in their pocket, and that's why, I'm even making this video. Originally, I had gotten the inspiration and the whim to answer some journal prompts because I'm really inspired by Issa Rae, and it sucks because I'm like sitting here as I'm watching. It doesn't suck, but I'm like, in my mind it sucks because, like, when you really, I guess it's just me, when I really seeing somebody, when I watch people grow and I take a keen liking, like, especially to someone who's public showing, I really, really, really admire them and like them. And, I've admired her from her start, or not really her start, because I wasn't there when she started, but I was there when that Awkward Black Girl series had first came out, and I really appreciate it. It filled my heart with joy knowing she got a show, and like just to see her growth and just watching her grow to that point, and then watching her growth now. And I just see that her being the version of virtues in which my higher self is yearning to be. And I feel like, earlier I was describing like her life I want. And in a sense, the life that she is living because of the hard work she put in, I do want that. I want the feeling of hard work being placed and me cracking down and me committing and me dedicating my time to really taking the time and building beautiful gems that our culture and our communities have. And also like going across the world and interacting. I've described myself as a tree, and most trees, they stay in certain places. I'm a movable tree. I'm a willow tree. And my roots are found all across the globe, I'm solid. I want to be that solid individual, that solid staple piece, and that solid connector that connects different people to different opportunities in the creative, in the fashion, in the arts and cultures and science realm, and be able to have really cool new outlets that will nourish just the people, And so I'm heavily inspired by her. And I pulled, like, as I was watching a panel that she was on with other amazing, beautiful Black, brown, melanated women, who are known to be behind the lens, seeing them on the panel, I want to be there. And so I watched a little bit of it, and I had a journal, like a few journal prompts that I collected on Tumblr. I love Tumblr, by the way. Tumblr is where it's at. I feel like when it comes down to the keys, because like there's Instagram has keys too. There's good information you can find on Instagram. But that like sovereign information, whether it's like Astro info or, just self-care, like self-development, just inspiration. I just really fuck with Tumblr. I know like the popularity kind of went down once they took the porn off of it. Damn it. But it still is quite nourishing to my soul and useful. So I just have to shout out Tumblr. Thank you for keeping that platform. But yeah, I had some journal prompts on that platform, and there's the first prompt. It has like a few questions within the one question of what it was. And it was like, what woman do you aspire to be? Who inspires you? Let me see if I can pull it up on my iPad, because I do want to take the time to answer that for myself at least. Like, this doesn't have to be shown to the whole world. And if it does, I'm always prepared for that too. I have no problem with that. I always love being able to talk about what I want to do and stuff. And one thing I know that is needed within growing in my maturity, especially in the public sector of what I show the world, before I do have a major comeback or, can get the recognition, I need to be able to provide people with substance. So as I'm saying, I want to do this, I want to do that. Like, I do want, like, this would be cool to upload, but it's like, it's the conversation, it's the reflection of it all, but I want to be able to bring something that's engaging. Oh, somebody's laughing really hard behind me. Let me pull up this Tumblr. Red Robin, yum. Yeah, so as I'm pulling this up, just to give an emotional update, I have been writing, speaking on solar return. The thing that is so crazy is, I'm really into astrology, but I'm really into the subdivision of the solar return charts, the astrocartography charts, and studying that, and also learn, like, in the process of learning how to build a navigation system as I've been navigating and understanding, the solar return building that platform, building that system for other people so that they have a better grip on their will, and understand what they're cosmically, where they're cosmically going. You know, I have something in the works and I'm excited for that. I know that's something that it wants to come out. It's ready to come out of me, and I also have the help that I need. Let me pull up what the journal prompt asks, and I do want to answer some of these. But yeah, I feel like conversation is helpful. It is really cool to have monodialogue. I feel like I'm just having a conversation, speaking out loud, processing with myself, but I do feel like this can be helpful. I just would like to, another really strong inspiration in my life. I said Issa Rae, another very, someone that I really adore is Shannon Boodram. Shan Booty. I fucking love that woman for how she shows up, her public standing and image, and just the part of her that she shows to the public and what she gives to the public. I fucking love and adore, and I'm so inspired by her. I love how the type of podcast that, the dynamic she has in her podcast. Just her podcast is so beautifully ran, and it's so raw and authentic, just herself and her being, and just the life that she has documented. I appreciate the authenticity, the conversation, the depth, the substance, and I want to be able to provide that type of stuff too. But when it comes down to how I operate, I see Issa has had her hands in many projects, and I like to start those things and be the face of a brand, but also be able to provide people those opportunities from my name, and then be able to grow up and out and just rise up, into their own. I love seeing others in their success. I love seeing people work their way to success. It makes me so happy. It makes me so happy to help people too. So yeah, I've already answered a part of the question, but I'm going to answer these out loud, and then I do want to, carry forward with the other questions within this one little part of journal prompts. So it says, what woman do you aspire to be? So when it says that, I guess I did answer that, but I would put that more in the terms of just the characteristics. So the type of woman I aspire to be is a woman that is powerful. However, I use my power that in a way that is beneficial to myself and others. And so me building that platform, me coming up and taking my time and devoting my time and being able to build something and have that type of recognition, and then being able to share all the power of what I've channeled, and keep channeling it and build become solid in it, integrate in it, and be able to share that with others and help others rise as well. Not lift them, but just invest in the things that deserve, deeply invest, as I think her name is Yara. As Yara was saying, deeply invest in others and have others deeply invest in me, and just create this pool of just strong creative energy, because there's so much support, So I strive to be a very powerful woman, a very soulful woman, a very stylish woman. I aspire to be about it and go places and show up and really be in these eclectic and electric and eccentric spaces, and gather information from them, and then be able to create those types of events and spaces for the culture. Be able to really add. I want to be a woman that adds and braids really brilliant strands of just beautiful art and sciences within our culture and bring people together. I want to add to the culture. I want to soak up culture, and I want to add, and I just want to bring, I want to give to the culture. I want to bring the culture. I want to see us together. So I feel like I can go on and on, but that's where I would stand at right here, right now. Who inspires me? Issa motherfucking Rae, Shambu Drum, Rihanna, Tyler the Creator, Quincy Jones. Who else inspires me? But those are the top 3 women right now. Top 3 women: Issa Rae, Shambu Drum, and Rihanna. And Jhené Aiko. Jhené Aiko is another woman that really inspires me. What personalities do you find alluring and attractive? Okay, so with those of them that I just listed off, and this is something I will write to eventually, but with Issa, I appreciate, she has a very relatable soul. She is still herself. And you could tell, I feel like she's very humble. She shows up, she gives back. And I just got goosebumps. She gives back and she shows up, and she's not too high to serve within the community, even within the name that she's built. I appreciate how relatable she is. I appreciate her sense of humor. I appreciate her class. I love class. There's a certain type of class. I feel like there's like this spunkiness to her. And I feel like just how she shows up, and even like embracing that term awkward, like I can really relate to that. I feel like she has her own style, and she's a very hardworking woman. She's went down a path that most people wouldn't go. Like, now this world is changing, but I feel like she's taken a less walked path. And so I just feel like she has this like pioneering personality. She's a team player. She loves collaboration. She loves uplifting others. And that's something that I find really attractive within her. I think she's gorgeous. I love her natural. She's very naturally beautiful. And she, like, when she does dress up, she's enhancing her natural features, enhancing her natural hair, enhancing, just who she is naturally. And I love that. When it comes down to Shambu Drum, I appreciate how eloquent this woman is, her brilliancy, her ideas, how she just braids things in and she goes for it and she tries it and she brings these very controversial topics, these taboo topics, and she brings light to it, and she just owns where she's at, and she got where she's at, and she started from the bottom. Now she started from, like, she worked her way to the fucking top. She's a G. She put in that hard work. Okay. And when it comes down to, again, just how she communicates, what she's talking about, how she shows up prepared, and she does the research. She's very smart, and I just love how she tells stories too. I love how she reflects back on what's going on, and what she takes people through, her thinking process, or even the conversations that had to be had to find balance. And I really love and adore that about her. Even when it comes down to, I've said a few things to her and she said something back to me with how busy and like just where her life is at. I appreciate her saying, her like engaging with me. She's very humble as well, in a sense. Like, I feel like she engages with the community that she's built, and she just has a lot of different, she just brought me she's very resourceful. That's the word. I appreciate how resourceful she is. I see that in Issa Rae too. I also named Rihanna. What I find attractive in Rihanna, and at first, because I feel like just bringing back that astrological essence. I have my sun in the 12th house, and that 12th house is naturally for me Pisces. So I'm a Pisces sun, and I have the sun in the 12th house. And so I feel like when certain like people put their sun in my first house, or my 12th house, excuse me, and then she also puts some things in my first house, like especially if I'm blind to it at first, sometimes I can't see it. So I should always be like, I wonder why people love and go hard for Rihanna how they do. And so I feel like this year I've been able to really see it. This year I've been able to really see it. And yeah, I just am like seeing how she just does not take no shit. Lately, I've been able, like, when it comes down to dating, my dating life, and just not being, what do I gotta be nice for? You know, I appreciate how she is who she is. She's raw. She embraces. The clothes don't wear her. She wears the motherfucking clothes. She brings the style. She's a sphere. She's a spearhead. She's not worried about what anybody else is saying or doing or thinking. She comes with it. She's resourceful too. There's a theme of resources and how these women are using their resources that I deeply admire and that I deeply yearn to be. I deeply yearn to be powerful like that and be able to have platforms and have a public image that's integral so that other people can feel inspired and have someone to look at and have different angles of looking at because everybody's going to be different. So I just, with Shan Boodram, Rihanna, I just really appreciate how much of a fashion head she is and how she's just really strong within herself. She's made a name for herself because of, her work, but I feel like her attitude, it's crucial. It's crucial to have strength and be that strong person and strong woman that you are, because people can try to steer you, but the more you stand and you choose you and you stand for you, which she's done always, the more respect you get. I've been the nice woman more so, especially in my romantic encounters and wanting to accommodate people, but that's not how it's supposed to go. And I've seen a lot of things fail because I've constantly chose the person. And so since I chose them, since I didn't choose myself, they chose something else. And I feel like Rihanna definitely is someone who I look up to when it comes down to choosing yourself. Not caring. Like, I can say whatever the fuck I want to say, I come with this energy and this attitude. I am sweet, but it takes, you ain't just gonna get that from me. Like, I'm here, I'm aware, and I am spicy. And some people don't have to like me, and whoever likes me, that's who is for me, period. That's what I love about Rihanna. I love her style too. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Janae, I mentioned Janae. I just love how she carries herself. I love how she just is herself. She just is herself. And I love how she embodies her essence and is able to write, and she just has her own style. This is another Pisces, but she also, she has like Taurus. She's like hella Pisces. She has her sun, her moon, and I think her Mercury for sure in Pisces. And then she has like a Venus in Taurus, which I think that's the part that I'm attracted to. It's like just how just beautiful she just appears. It's like she takes her time. She trusts herself. She is herself. And she knows what she has to offer. She knows her value, and she's able to show up. She's able to show up in all forms, but she just has this sort of class to her that's in the spiritual essence that I deeply admire as well. This is a long video, and I am going to upload it on YouTube. That way, you know, I don't have to like list it, but I do like to keep these. I like to tap in and check in. There's another question on here that I already answered. It says, what traits do you wish to possess? I wish to possess the ability to deeply channel a transformation that is highly successful, beneficial, and protected to the public. I'm like, I just want to be a renowned person. I feel like Issa Rae is very renowned. She's famous, but she's a renowned person. She has a company. She has these things that she's doing, and she shows up and she could take her people wherever she wants to go. I want to be able to utilize, find, and connect, and just create with resources and bring new faces, new things to certain opportunities. I also see myself as an artist and want to continue to enhance my arts, my crafts. I'm a crafty person, and that's my dream. I don't know if I answered that question fully, but this is something that I was very passionate to do. I'm grateful that I did get this out into the open and I felt my passion. I'm grateful that I do have people who I'm inspired by, just because, you know, sometimes you don't be having inspiration sometimes, or you just don't feel, you know, turned on. And I'm grateful that there's three to four solid women who have really stood out to me, that I've watched grown over the years, and I've followed, and I don't want to say followed, but I've witnessed grow and continuously grow and glow up on a continuous basis. They're always growing. So I'm just grateful that I have the opportunity right now to tap into what's inspiring. And as I'm reading this amazing book, let me show it to you. This amazing book is called Uncle Seknok's Essential Guide to the Left-Hand Path. Some magical stuff, as I do see myself as a magical intuitive. I see myself as a magician, as we all are, if we choose to be. I was just going to bring up, there was something that it said. I forgot. I think that's a package. I was meant to grab that.